So the letter is titled Of Plumbers and Philosophers, which does Ghana need most? And it's written by Kwame Sowu, an entrepreneur. So it reads, in Ghana today, we have unintentionally created a dangerous illusion that the value of a person is measured by the number of degrees they hold rather than the practical contribution they make to society. This illusion has left us with a growing number of graduates who are jobless, directionless, and sometimes helpless, while the people who fix our real world problems are disrespected, underpaid, and overlooked. Consider the philosophy graduate, articulate and perhaps even brilliant, capable of deep reflection and arguments about morality, justice, and logic. But in a country facing blocked drains, broken infrastructure, leaking pipes, and daily sanitation crisis, how far does abstract thought go without action? Now, consider the plumber, a man or a woman who didn't go to the university but learned their trade through apprenticeship, plungers, pipes, and practical work. Every day, they solve real problems, keep homes functional, prevent disease outbreaks, and often work under the most unpleasant conditions, all with little respect or recognition. Let's be brutally honest. In today's Ghana, we need more competent plumbers than unemployed philosophers.
Can you repeat that? We need more competent plumbers than
unemployed philosophers. This is not a knock on higher education. It is a call for realism. Degrees without corresponding skills are not only useless, they are dangerous. They create entitlement without productivity.
Gosh.
A country cannot be built on theory alone. We cannot philosophize our way out of filth, floods, and food insecurity.
Come on.
What Ghana needs most are doers, skilled artisans, technicians, engineers, masons, farmers who understand soil, tailors who understand cuts, and caterers who can feed thousands hygienically. We need people who fix lights, install solar panels, and build durable roads. We need trained welders, tilers, carpenters, and mechanics. These are the human engines of any serious economy. Without them, no amount of intellectual debate will fix a single broken pipe or keep a single light on. Yet somehow, these essential workers are the least respected. A young man in overalls with a wrench is seen as a failure, while a graduate with no job and no skill is seen as a prospect.
Come on.
This is not only ironic, it is national self-sabotage.
Like this.
In Germany, being a master plumber earns you respect. In Switzerland, vocational training is prestigious.
Thank you.
In Singapore, technical institutes produce some of the most employable people in the country.
Yep.
These countries understand something we still don't. Practical skills build strong nations.
Powerful.
We must end the condescension towards skilled labor in Ghana. Every choked drain fixed, every broken pipe repaired, every malfunctioning air conditioner serviced is a contribution to national development. Yet we treat these workers as second-class citizens. It's time we flipped the script. Let us glorify competence. Let us celebrate those who can do, not just those who can talk. Let us invest in technical education, vocational training, apprenticeships, and hands-on skill development. Let's stop training graduates for white-collar jobs that no longer exist and start equipping young people to become problem solvers and job creators.
Okay.
The future of Ghana will not be built by those who merely hold certificates. It will be built by those who hold tools, skills, and solutions. Until we respect the plumber as much as we respect the professor, we will keep glorifying irrelevance and disrespecting usefulness.
Wow.
And that perhaps is the biggest philosophical problem of all.
Signed, Kwame Sowu. Really, really beautifully written. I got it this dawn and I said I need to put this on air. Even if we're not going to discuss it, I think it's very useful for reflection. Some of the highlights I saw in the article, it says that we need more competent plumbers than unemployed philosophers. We cannot philosophize our way out of filth, floods, or food insecurity. Then it says that people who fix things and make things are the serious human engines of any economy. And then he goes on to say, a young man in overalls with a wrench is seen as a failure, while a graduate with no job or skill is seen as a prospect.
Potential.
This is not only ironic, it is self-sabotage. gives examples of Switzerland, Germany, and Singapore. Countries that understand the usefulness of practical skills, working with your hands, and talks about fixing drains and repairing broken pipes and malfunctioning air conditioners. These people need to be treated. Now, I want to say a couple of things. We also need to invest in their training, because the truth is that apprenticeship is good, skills and training is fine, but we also need to find a way so that the quality of their work will rise to a point where the quality of their pay will also be commensurate. Okay. You know, in certain countries in the Western world, plumbers are one of the highest paid people, because to set up a plumbing unit in a temperate country is a lot of skill and engineering. Okay. Here, plumbers are not paid that much. I don't know whether because we devalue it or because we don't think they do that much work, or our plumbing is not that complex. I'm not sure why that's the case. But I know that in the UK, plumbers get a lot of money. I don't know that the training to be a plumber in the UK is higher. All right. If you're in the UK and your plumbing is not working, you're in real trouble. In fact, sometimes when you book a plumber, I'm told sometimes you need to be on a wait list, because it's a very highly specialized skill. Here in Ghana, I'm sure you can get a plumber anytime. I don't know whether that's the issue that's going on. Okay. Then there's also the issue of training them to a point where we can even export them. Because we're also told that in certain building projects, some of the highly skilled artisanal skills, the contractors continuously prefer non-Ghanaians, particularly the Francophone, who seem to have taken those trainings seriously. So whether it's tilers or bricklayers or even carpenters, for some reason, we are told that people from Togo are preferred. Not know whether it's a question of their attitude or their skill. Maybe the people who understand the Francophone can help us. Whether it's because they are better at the job or not.
Skill.
It's the skill.
And then attitude.
So does that mean that they are trained at a higher level?
Because of the German influence.
So is it that in their school system, when you say you've gone to technical school, you do more thorough training than our people? Or in Ghana, you can do the work without the training? Because the other problem is that in Ghana, somebody can set up a mechanic shop. I don't know if they actually check. Does anybody check whether they've actually done the training? Or can you set up the shop and just start working? You get it? So I'm trying to understand two issues. Whether the reason we don't value them is because they are not well trained, or it's just because of our mindset, as Mr. Susu is trying to say.
It's a combination of both. And I think, look, Kwame Sowu has captured this thing very well. And there have been efforts, time without number, by various governments to try and bring this reality to the fore. Maybe 30 years back, it was even worse. You understand? To the extent that if you graduated from school and decided to open a mechanic shop, people would think that you are out of your senses. Today is not the same. So I can say that we have made some progress. My other angle to this is we as a people should stop defining people or graduates based on what they did for their first degrees. I mean, I did mathematics for my first degree, so I'm a mathematician. It doesn't work that way. I mean, all of us here probably may have done some bit of marketing. And let me just use Philip Kotler, which, we call him father of modern marketing. The man never studied marketing at any stage of his life. From economics, and even his economics was MA, not MSc. BA, not BSc. Economics, now from University of Chicago, and then moves to MIT to do a PhD in something else. Okay, before doing mathematics, so what I'm saying is that people should be resourced at the tertiary level to be able to think,
Find them themselves.
to find who they are and what comes naturally to them. The next thing is the environment that we create around to absorb people into industry. You get me? Because if I grow up in a place where art and craft dominates, even even after going through school, it becomes a viable career option for me. And for me, that's my personal experience. And so I think that the new effort, the TVET effort, I think we should scale it up because it has the potential to absorb more people into the trade. Bernard, 30, 40 years ago, and I'm talking about my experience, Nigerian business people would always prefer Ghanaian architects. And to the extent that in some of the suburbs, when they see a house that doesn't look good, they can say that this one, it no be Ghanaian built. That's why it looks like that.
Wow.
Fast forward today, I can't say the same. You get me? It's about training and building a culture with a standard. Consistency. How come today, if you are building, you get to tiling, and this is the word on everybody's lips. Tiling, they say, go and bring a Togolese tiler.
So they've now gained a reputation that they are better at it than us.
Because of precision. You see, you talked about training. Some people, their training is just within the space of non-standardized apprenticeship. Okay? Now, the apprenticeship is measured by the level of the boy's obedience. He comes to work early. When master needs water, he's the one who goes to fetch water. When master's wife is going somewhere, he's the one who drives. Then they say, then he's a good person.
Meanwhile, may not be
There are no standards. So what Constance is doing, Constance Swanika is doing
DTI.
with DTI is, for me, is supposed to be the blueprint for the next level of this apprenticeship.
Okay.
I don't know whether there's government support in any shape or form, but that's
I think the government wanted to do an apprenticeship program at some point.
What I'm saying is that no, government has.
They have.
But I'm saying that what she's doing will compare with any such institution in any other country. So we should look at it, and it's not. You see, where we do it in a way that if you don't make it to the university, then you come here. What is that? And this is how we can change the system: is to make it attractive. Let's standardize it. How does one become a mechanic? The polytechnics used to have this program. I don't know whether they still do have, where you go and you do. They had EET, electrical engineering technician courses. They had MET, mechanical engineering technician courses. 1, 2, 3. When you pass out, you are given training. A lot of the good mechanic shops in Accra, at the time, most of them had gone through this system. So if we don't structure and standardize the training programs.
So I'm hearing two things from you. The apprenticeship must be properly formalized.
Yes.
And then things like DTI must be replicated. And then the polytechnics system where they absorb the informal people in must also be standardized.
Yes.
So that the guy cannot handle somebody's car if he hasn't gone through that formal certification. So certification is the issue.
Certification, standardization, certification, and supervision.
Let me take those three again. Standardization, certification, and supervision.
Yes.
Those are the three key points. Sky, you have a unique story because you worked with your hands for the first few years of your life. And I keep reminding you because I always say that it's part of what you've become. All right. So he went to OIC. Are you aware?
No.
This man can do flower pot for you and sell it for you. How much are they going for now?
I don't remember the last time I checked on the
So
price.
can you do pottery with your legs? You know, the one that you put the machine and use your leg to be doing it like that.
Okay, so yes, so then that you are using the potter's wheel. Yes.
So you have the potter's wheel.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can mold clay.
Yes.
You can still do it.
Yes, why not?
Hey, then do some for me.
Wait,
Hey, Sky. I need flower pot.
I want you to use your insight, your experience in that area to explain this topic to us. Of course, when you were going to OIC at the time, I'm sure were you happy to go? Did you know what it was about? What were you going to learn there? Just because we are discussing so we're saying that people look down on people who work with their hands, but they are the ones who build their nation.
That's true.
All right, and of course, you subsequently, as if for revenge, you're going to get an economics first degree, then you went to get an LLB, then you have 2 master's degrees, and you have a postgraduate diploma from. Now he's threatening to do a PhD because he feel like the OIC thing he wants to. But so he's saying that the OIC too is good. That's not that he doesn't say you should stay there. But if you have a cousin or a nephew who says he wants to do OIC, don't say, oh, go to Legon. No. Do OIC. When you finish, go to DTI, get a certificate, and let me set up for you. That's what he's saying. He's not saying that we shouldn't let people go to university or anything. But the time you went to OIC, how did you perceive it? And did you see, are the skills you were given standardized skills that you can use somewhere?
I would say so, except that before going there, I think it was sold to me as the school for the underprivileged. I mean, that's to a large extent. It was.
That's the point.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
making.
point. You understand? Because I was expecting to go to the university. I had the grades for it, but my mom couldn't afford it. So then the conversation with a tutor of mine in secondary school was, okay, Charlie, then why not OIC?
So that's what the teacher suggested.
Exactly. So then, because I would have gone to the university straight.
Because I know your grades, you could have gotten tech.
Yeah. So
you did visual arts.
Yeah, I did visual arts. I was to do something else because I wanted to be a doctor.
I wanted to do science.
Yes, and then
some teacher me.
No, so here's the thing. I didn't.
You didn't choose the thing yourself.
Not that I didn't choose. You see, so 3 Town did me a favor in essence.
You hadn't applied.
No, I had applied, but I couldn't go into the schools that I wanted to go into because my mom can't afford it or
So
couldn't
they
afford
then
it.
called you and said, "Master, come."
No, so my mother's auntie, together with the headmaster of 3 Town, happened to be in the same church like my mom.
Oh, EP Church.
EP Church.
View box 6.
So then, because I couldn't go into boarding, we couldn't pay for it. Then the decision was, okay, then why not go and talk to?
So this was a day school.
Yeah, DMK Doche at the time of blessed memory. So we went there.
With your BC results.
Yeah, that's right. And then you said, oh, all the classes were full.
The only class is visual arts.
Visual arts. Do you know how to draw?
So you hadn't chosen visual arts.
No, I hadn't chosen.
You could have done science.
Yeah, I could have
and
done
your
science.
grade could have qualified you for science.
Exactly. So then the conversation was had, and they said, okay, if visual arts is what's available,
you just take it.
Yeah, so I took visual arts, and that was the beginning of my story.
Wow! And then when you finished, because they couldn't send you to tech.
Yes.
Not because of grades,
Yes.
but because of money.
Money.
They said you should do OIC.
Yes.
Because you have done visual art.
Yes.
I see. So then you start going for this, and so I don't chose pottery, or pottery chose you.
No, so at 3 Town we had general knowledge in art. We had the graphic design by Mr. G, and then also pottery and ceramics.
That's what you did.
Exactly. So I did pottery and ceramics at 3 Town, and after that
You went to
OIC because Mr. Ntase recommended it.
and OIC. How long did they train you?
A year and a few months, I think.
Did you get a certificate?
Yes, I got a certificate.
So that could you have set up your own system?
Yeah, so it will require resources. So first of all, you would need a potter's wheel. You would also need an access to a land where you'll be able to build your kiln. Kiln is where you fire.
Where you bake.
Exactly, bake your wares. And then also you'd also need resource in terms of money to buy clay. Capital, yeah. Money to buy clay and the money to buy, say, fuel in order to fire the thing. Those are the basic things.
So if you don't have that, you have to go and work for somebody.
Exactly. So in my case,
yeah,
there was someone at OIC who was also living at Odoko at the time, who then introduced me to a man somewhere in Laboni, Nyaniba Estates area. He was exporting the wares. So we will go produce the pots for him, fire the
So you have
pots.
work experience in that pottery thing?
Yes, that's right. I was producing.
So you actually, whilst you were in school, you were working for him as well? Or after school?
Yeah, after school.
Okay.
After school.
So you actually can do this thing?
Yeah, I was doing it for a long time before eventually I became unwell. And then the recommendation was that
Why, the thing was affecting your health?
Yeah, I had to undergo some surgery.
Because of the scent? Or?
No, it was not related.
Not related.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then I couldn't do extensive work.
So let's forget about school. So
But you
assuming
have clients.
No,
Yeah, we were exporting outside.
no, so assuming
Oh, so you started the export
That's what I'm
business
saying.
before
Yeah,
you came to the poverty ridden.
no.
No.
I was
I
working for the man. He was working for the man.
So we will work for the man, and the man will pay us.
So I was going to
In
ask you that.
dollars.
No, serious.
No, what, assuming you didn't stop this, what were the prospects? Because I want to understand how a graduate who from OIC or any of the institutions who's working as an apprentice thinks about their prospects. Did you
Okay.
see, beyond your health issues, did you see a future in that kind of thing?
Yes, I saw a future. In fact, I mean, look, you see, sometimes God does all kinds of things. I would have gone to the US to study,
This same
right?
area.
Because of what I was doing.
He wanted to take. Well, they do it in
Yeah,
US
but that
too.
is another story, so I won't go into
But
it.
there was an opportunity to study
Yes.
this at the higher level.
Yeah, at the higher level.
Okay. Okay.
But the point is that if you have the right support systems, because of how I'm not blowing my horns, but I seem to know a little bit of my stuff
On the flower pot
on the
too.
flower pot, whatever sculpturing, whatever you can talk about, and some of my works are still there.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't have that support, right? So then I was working with someone, which meant that if the support that I was looking for came, first of all, if you had, say, about 5 different or even 2 potters well, that is a good start. Then you have a kneading bench where you can knead the clay. That's
Okay.
a good start.
Okay.
Then you have some money to be able to buy, clay and then wash it and then dry it. That whole process. If you have some money to support that, fine. And then you have a small kiln.
Is it lucrative?
It is.
Because I see a lot of flower pots at when I'm going to Sogakop.
Yes, Vuma.
I see.
Yeah.
So you could have been an entrepreneur.
Yeah, because my dream was to have a ceramics company on an industrial scale.
And call it what?
That's another matter.
Serious.
It would have been Ketu Ceram.
So this can be raised to the industrial level.
Yes. And I hold and it's not a dream that is dead. But it's all about being in a position to pool the resources
Let me ask you
together
another
to give
question.
effect to it.
Did people around you look down on you because of that?
Of course,
Background.
I mean, as for
Straight up.
even anytime you see a visual as today, they will insult you. They say, why you science people are talking you to.
So what about your mates who? What I'm saying is that when you started doing OIC,
Yes.
your mates who went to secondary school and went to do they went to do regular, as I call it, courses. They used to tease you
Oh, yes.
that you are doing.
Yeah, they say, Charlie, you visual art people, VA. No, by you people we are talking. So you see, and sometimes it kills your own spirit. Because while you are in a school seen as reserved for the underprivileged, the orphans and all of these people, then people like, they say, oh, Charlie, they are back from school, or Legon students have come back. So then when you go to the village, it is a certain...
The Legon and Tech people
so
have
then
come.
you are hiding.
And then the OIC boat too, they can't come out.
This thing, it opens you up to all sorts of evils.
Attacks, yeah.
Evils.
And people also
because
take your
people
team.
want to connect.
Oh, they will even take your thing.
They want to connect and be part of the system.
And nobody, they
So
don't
they
do.
can lower themselves to all sorts of habits so they can they can connect
To belong.
to belong. So you find the drinking, the smoking, all sorts of things.
So if you are not strong up there, you probably would have
Oh,
felt
that thing
Charlie.
will
Exactly.
go over you.
Are there people from your colleagues in OIC who are doing the pottery still? Who are doing well?
I you see, so that's the thing. I know of one guy who set up something in the Salt Pond area,
Okay.
because we have a lot of clay deposit from there. I don't know. I've not been in touch with him for some time, so I wouldn't know whether that thing he's doing there is still very viable. But I do know that a number of them were working at Unique Ceramics. So Unique Ceramics. I don't know whether they're still there. It's around it used to be around where we have the NIE headquarters now, the National Identification Authority. Exactly.
Yeah,
Unique,
yeah.
very vibrant brand. I don't know whether it's still as viable. They were producing a lot of ceramic and pottery wares and exporting them. But I wouldn't know whether they are still as vibrant as. But that is an area, Bernard. You have raised an important issue. So, for instance, let me give you a typical example. In every single home today, it is possible to see 1 or 2 ceramic wares being used. Even if the person is not up there.
Yes.
The potoyua that is used,
Yes.
it is produced locally.
Apotoyiwa.
Apotoyua. That's right. It is locally produced. Now, imagine there is a rule about discarding entirely plastic plates or whatever it is, which we say is harmful to the body.
And then we
Yeah.
decide to
We
use.
decide that every single bowl we use in the Ghanaian home for purposes of eating
must be
earthenware.
Yeah.
What it means is that we are empowering that industry for people to be able to scale up so that they will be much more efficient in how they even produce the wares, right? Talk about hand wash basins in your room. It is not always the case that you need something that is glazed. Glazier, glaze. When we say something is glazed, it means you have put there's a coating on it. The thing you see on Chinese wares that are
it's
shiny.
glazed, yeah.
So then to make it more durable, it is possible to even use what you get from Vumer, right? An artist who knows what he's doing can convert that into hand washing basin. There's this woman on it's Abla something. I've forgotten her other name. She's been able to use those giant pots, converted them into hand washing basins. So while it is not as durable, you would say, as the basins you import from China, Italy, Spain, and other parts of Europe, this can also fill a huge vacuum and ensure that homes are cleaner. You understand? The same way, the roofing tiles. We are depending a lot on other materials that are not locally available to be able to roof our homes, right? It is possible to use the huge clay deposits that we have to produce roofing tiles that are durable, that even keep your rooms clean and colder, as opposed to the there's this one that we use that is harmful to the lungs. There's one Pejingli. We call it Pejingli. There's a name for it. But if you go the ceramic way or the pottery way, it is possible to produce that on industrial scale because we have clay deposits across the country.
Okay.
So the point we are making is that we have not been able to encourage people into these spaces because first, as I said, when I got into visual arts, people will look down on you. It's natural, and people still do that because they feel that people are doing science, people are doing some other courses, especially home economics and visual arts people would disrespect us a lot.
I want to read something that a friend of mine, Kobina Atta Bedu, sent in response to what Kwame posted. She says, I am a product of Accra Polytechnic. When we were drafted in 1994 as the guinea pigs for the upgraded technical schools, whose products would be holders of HND, many could not fathom how Polytechnic graduates would be equivalent to BSc or BA. They changed the white paper that gave the equivalence and said HND is next to a degree. You understand this? Because technical schools were moved to Poly, and they said if you have an HND, then it can be equal to a degree. HND is next to a degree. He says what that means only Harry Sawyer knew. They denigrated us, disrespected us, disregarded us, and mocked us. When I joined Tractor and Equipment in 1998, I changed how parts administration was done. Trained people who were 6 steps above me, JC 15. But because I wasn't an university product, they would not let me start at JC 13, where a graduate starts from. I had to go 4 steps below, climb from senior clerical 2 to SC1 to JC 11. And when finally I was due for JC 13 after 4.5 years, they introduced JC 12. At that point, I was neither a human being or an animal. I wasn't a junior staff nor a senior staff. That's when I had enough and quit in anger in 2002. Since then, I've worked for Shell in Ghana and West Africa, Diageo, Vodafone, Millicom, and Bharti Airtel across Africa, rising to a vice or VP status. I achieved all these successes, I mean real ones, with multiple awards without, and emphasis without, possessing a university degree. While my mates got frustrated and drafted themselves back into the traditional universities to pursue top-up for BSc and BA, I used the same 2 years to self-study and chatted with SIPS UK. I didn't get a degree. I needed skills and competence. Now, I only got my first master's degree in 2020 and another in 2023 in international business and corporate and commercial law, respectively. Why am I saying this? You are wasting your energy, Kwame. This country has a fetish for white-collar jobs and university education. The minister can take your advice, but society will frustrate the graduates. A father will ask the daughter, did I make you a lawyer to marry a plumber? People with technical education or blue-collar jobs are disrespected. and treated with disdain everywhere. It was frustrating. But today, these polytechnic graduates are really the ones driving industry. Just go around and check. If only they will be proud of their heritage like I am. What we need is to critically review our curriculum and pedagogy. We are failing to raise critical thinkers and analytical people with integrity. That is the problem. Now, that's coming from Kobina Atabedu.
Quickly. So
Yes.
I inadvertently said Mr. Doche of blessed memory. I was referring to Mr. Aji.
Mr. Doche
Aji is past, but Mr.
Doche
Doche
is
is
still
yeah.
there.
So forgive me.
worked.
It was
It
okay.
worked.
Yes.
Let me do 2 announcements before we come and take your comments.
The education bit, at times we also get it wrong. The academic pathways when you are leaving secondary school, and I am on the case of my school every day, teaching people how to make decisions. I mean, you want to do HND, know that it's HND, it's not a degree. You don't go and finish in HND and say that it's a degree. It must be a choice to do HND because it's a vocational training program which originated from the United Kingdom, which actually, is the equivalent of second year university degree. It's always been. And that's why when you are done with HND and you want to continue, you go to level 300. So it shouldn't be an issue. If you wanted to do degree, you should have done. If you want to do HND, but how to connect industry to the degree that is so awarded is where we are as a nation. And then secondly, there's a behavioral challenge where people choose to look down on diplomates or people who went to the pure technical
VTI.
you see, because as a country we have not elevated the space of technicianship. You understand? A few years ago, I was talking to a very senior politician in his house who had just bought a BMW. And he was showing me the BMW. And I said, congratulations, but I can assure you that in 1 year, this car here, it cannot move. He said, oh, why? You know, like I said, no. The technicianship platforms we have here, they don't understand. You ask, you are in the business, you know. The thing goes to the workshop. By the time it goes twice, something will go wrong.
All right. So I don't want to go into the debate of HND and degree. The listener is talking about the background to why during their time, those who came from technical schools into polytechnics felt that the degree they were getting should not have been downgraded by the then education minister. I don't have all the facts, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a couple more comments. Good morning, guys. Listening to the letter from the listener this morning reminded me of a small road rehabilitation I witnessed recently in the UK. Just about 10-meter stretch near where I lived. The team arrived early in the morning, fully equipped. In less than 3 hours, the road was completed. The work was completed. New asphalt laid, clean lane markings done, and everything restored with precision. No chaos, no unnecessary delays, except the construction noise. The level of professionalism and discipline on display was remarkable. It stood in sharp contrast to what I often see here in Accra or in Ghana when it comes to road construction. I couldn't help but feel a mix of admiration and sadness. Sadness because we may have the capacity, but the systems, but the will and systems seem to be missing. This is from Kofi, who's contributing to the debate. I want to read 2 announcements before I take some comments on this issue of how we perceive people who work with their hands and what we can do as a country to secure our future, because the argument of Kwame Sowo is that there's no point producing a philosopher who cannot be employed, and yet somebody who can be a bricklayer or a plumber who can actually get things done, you don't even get them to do the work because you feel like, why would I have my son do such a thing? It's a question of our mindset, right? So what are the comments on this matter?
This is coming from Justice in Medina. I love this article. This is real. I'm also writing a piece called Urban Chaos, soon to send. Good morning, Bernard. I'm Godwin from Spintex. Can you please share this letter or script?
It's actually on Facebook. Kwame Sowo has posted it. So if you just go on Facebook and look for Kwame Sowo Jr., you will see the article under his name.
Jojo from Lashibi says, Bernard, this is the core of my problem with free SHS. Why did we pump more people into the SHS mill when we could have trained more people into practical skills to unleash them into the economy? Another one says, I am a visual arts student in Holy Child School. And we, together with the home economics students, were seen as not so intelligent. And that's why we found ourselves doing those courses. The schools even breed those mindsets. There was a time our class won a debate which was overseen by external judges, and our class won. Our mates were even shocked.
Wow.
And I kind of will corroborate this. I myself, I was a home economics student. And
Did they also look down on you?
Oh, certainly.
For home economics too?
Yes.
Why?
You know, so the understanding is you're coming to a top school that is known for science and general arts, and nobody really wants to do home economics. The irony was that some of the students in the home economics class had better grades than even those in the sciences. And we would later find that out. But similar to what Sky was saying, this whole culture or subculture where you are ostracized because you're not doing anything serious, if it's not science, if it's not business, and if it's not general arts. So you walk in with a broken heart because you didn't get to do the science or the general arts. But then there's also a period of acceptance, and you begin, like what Sky said, you begin to even have or develop ambition to go into it in the future.
Please read more comments.
Let me read more comments. This one says, good morning, Bernard. Please, with all due respect, I need the letter the lady just read on air. In fact, it's inspiring. Please send me a copy of it. This is Francis from Breman Isikuman SHS. Good morning,
Francis,
Bernard.
she's Kakra Forsen.
I'm even Francisca, his namesake, only on the feminine side. Good morning, Bernard. Kindly share the article with me.
I think we should just publish it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll send it to Wilson to publish it.
And then also
He published another one yesterday. So
So this
Yes,
So-
yeah, he sent it. So, yeah, a different
another one yesterday
Yeah, but I didn't
on
read that.
KNUST.
Yes, I didn't read that one. But today I found it. Let's get more.
Okay, so this person wants to read to their children. This says, is it DJ Nature? Says, good morning, Bernard and crew. Now, kids who are on long vacations are invited to come and be trained and work for a pay of 50 euros. That's 6 hours, and 30 euro voucher for food in my community. ... Hi, Bernard. Please, my father was an accountant and worked at the controller, but when I was due to go to secondary school, he told me to go and study to be a mechanic. My mother fought with him. Today, all my friends who did the auto mechanic option are now earning high or higher, but with me, I have 2 masters and currently doing my PhD, but still, I have not seen top.
we'll get it.
I always regret.
Your father tell you matter, I know here. Your father tell you something. You know, your father is not a fool.
Oh, but
Your father tell you, don't listen.
but Aloski, the problem is not the fact that you did PhD.
No, your father tell and say for do you say no.
I get. He just wasn't seeing the picture like his father wanted.
That's why
But
he
you see,
wanted
let's
to
not make it like
One
the
versus the
PhD.
other.
That
No,
is the
no,
problem.
No, he's saying that because he didn't do the mechanic with the home.
He could have ended up being a bad mechanic. How about that?
No, but his father knows better. I'm still on the father. You see, his father told him he didn't listen. In fact, if your father will look after you, tell you, no, listen. It's a serious matter. Give me more. So give me more.
So that's from Joseph sharing that. Good morning, Team CBS. I really resonate with the letter read from is it Kwame So? Yes.
Kwame So.
Because as a plumber, when I show up on site in my car, quite often the clients wonder if I can do the job or just there to do an assessment for some guys to come and work. Clients don't want to pay me my service fee, but think they can pay their own suggestive price, and it's a no for me. If you invite me to your site for an assessment, you pay for it, because at that point it's a consultation. We also have our university degree and other professional certifications. So I even had to certify myself through NVTI after my university education to ensure I properly or I'm properly trained for the job. We don't value skills in this country.
That's true.
Hi, City team. About today's letter, we were ridiculed in this country when we went to the Polytechnic. Now they have changed it to technical university without much support from government. The technical universities are turning into the traditional universities,
really sad.
producing theory and unskilled graduates. But now most graduates are turning into traditional universities, but now most graduates are turning into caterers, photographers, tailors, etc., which
Yeah.
is a plus.
Yeah.
Let's recognize and invest in technical and
let me put that in
vocational
context.
training.
What he's saying is that there was a point where people felt like because the polytechnics were not getting recognition, we called them technical universities to make them sound sexy. But now these graduates from even traditional universities,
Yeah.
they are not getting work, and now they are actually making money from the things they would have learned if they had gone to a technical university.
Yeah.
Catering. I mean, just when we did the agri fair, a lot of people came, they said they wanted to even go into agribusiness. I know people who are making money from photography, from editing and stuff, which are skills. Okay, so I feel like the conversation about skills should be the main issue. People should know how to do things. The traditional university is good to teach you to open your mind to analyze, but as Kwame so is saying, Charlie, analysis cannot fix a broken pipe. You need somebody who can actually fix the pipe. So that's where we are. A few more comments coming through from my side. Or
Okay.
Let's do yours.
Okay, so this one says virtual arts, I think maybe visual
Visual
arts,
arts.
and Greek students are the most looked down upon students. The inferiority complex these students have to deal with, LOL. Good morning, Bernard and team. Beautifully written letter. I'm a doctor, and when I entered medical school, one thing our dean of the school said was, medicine is a profession of apprenticeship.
Correct.
Before medicine became taught in universities to earn a degree, it was learned
Wow.
solely by apprenticeship. Even now, you learn the theory, but you pick up more skills and knowledge when you watch the masters do it. So it's ironic to respect a doctor but disrespect a plumber. Kweku Ba sent that one.
Let me read a few more before we go. Good morning, Bernard. In 2008, I went to East Green Street Waste Department in England. The boss asked what I could do. I presented BSc admin from Legon. He asked me if I could do plumbing or carpentry, where I would be paid by the hour. I ended up as the waste dump truck operator. This is Bukati from Mingo. So basically, it's what you can do that determines what you get. Here's another one from a listener who's commenting on the DTI. He says, Bernard, I was impressed to see DTI at the Accra Technical University. They have a workshop there for the students. Very impressive and commendable indeed. Coming in from Isaac. All right. So what is the Nikra Kwani saying? That as a country, we should change our mindset around skills development. I know that a few days ago was TVET Day, and I heard the minister and some people talk about what they wanted to do for TVET. I think the point he makes about apprenticeship, skills training, standardization, supervision, and also just our open-mindedness about the issue should all be
Okay.
considered.
Yeah, and then also,
Okay. No, you finish.
you see, there's an important point to be made regarding what happens after training. If there is no support to move the person from a skilled, new graduate from one of these training institutions to someone who is an entrepreneur capable of producing something, that is going to be a wasted skill. So it's important that while government is, now talking about let's train people in these spaces that we're talking about, I think financing would also be another option to look at. So that if the person is a new graduate and shows true potential,
Alright.
is there a way of supporting the person to be able to set up? If the person sets up and is doing well, then he can scale up. And then also policy should also support some of these things. Like I was saying, if there is legislation that says that, look, let's get rid of these other things that we use and use things that are locally producible,
Yeah.
then people will be able to scale up in order to meet the demand on the market.
Wonderful. Let's end with a final comment from you.
I would look at it from the two angles.
From the point of view of an artist.
The first one is that as a country we should take standardization very seriously.
Yes,
How come you deal with 3 carpenters to do a door for you, and they all come with different sizes of the same door?
Why, did you come to my house recently? why are you telling my story on air?
The standardization thing is key.
In fact, the net door, no, we for take zero, take put the under. Because mosquito, they pass under.
What's the point?
The net door, you do the net door.
You know-
Jajeko.
Yeah. The Ghana Standards Authority has done a
like
great
the guy.
job in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
but we are still not there. You get me? The issue of precision technicianship, that's also there. If we think that we can get away with just anything, and then they can't tell, oh, then they expect that you should take it like that.
And pay for
You know,
it.
I was at a meeting early this week, and there was a minister who was talking about innovation and fufu pounding machine. And he said that, can you imagine, somebody in my village, you know, craftsman, did one for me, fufu pounding machine, and it was working. But later I found out that anytime I used it, the color of the fufu would change.
Okay, there's a problem somewhere.
Meaning that even the material that they used. So I'm just saying
No, wait,
that.
no, stay there.
Yeah, it means that the material they used to craft the
I
thing.
mean, they chop fufu with metal also.
So yeah, that's a possibility. So I'm just saying that you may have
That's what
the art form to design,
But
but there's a science to it, and it comes with the precision thing and standardization
I
requirements.
hope you stop using the
Oh
machine.
no, he said he stopped.
know-
But I'm just saying that
Yeah, it's true.
there are lots of
You
them.
can do
in
one
the-
off.
Yes,
But if you can't replicate it and reduce the cost of producing it, you are not competitive.
you go to the market before stacks. You say that maybe talk Gary Olonka.
Oh,
How
no.
come the same Olonka, which is
No,
supposed to
finish
be a standard measure, some people they have knocked the base of the Olonka and put graphing there,
That's cheating.
It'd be terrible, though.
and we are supposed to accept it.
That one is called a bro.
And then, Bernard, let's also not forget the people who don't finish their apprenticeship, yet go about claiming that they have qualification in a particular field. You see, it's
Right,
important because Master Kofi may take you in to learn how to be a mechanic, but you have to finish properly and get your graduation. And certification thereof to be able to do what you have to go and do. Many people are getting embarrassed, just like you have these days, people parading themselves as having one degree or the other, when in fact they did not have.
Let me end with two comments.
I
for
beg you.
Good morning, Bernard. I have a similar
End with
career.
three.
I have a similar career journey to Skies. I spent some days at OIC to sharpening my skills in the visual arts at the recommendation of my art teacher at age 13. I did KNUST after grammar secondary school and chose industrial art of a BSc planning. I've done almost 20 years of training and lecturing in IT and IS. My best students are always those with visual arts background from high school. As for ceramics business and the industry opportunities in Ghana, it's a whole topic that will take 2 weeks to cover. Ghana has a huge clay deposit with the highest SiO2, silicon oxide, I guess, quality that Germany even envies. So let's take a look at that.
No, I think we should get in touch. There's a lot we can
Yes,
do.
another one.
together.
I agree with some men about scaling up TVET. There was a time in Takrady, a shop wanted a welder who could weld with precision. They had to go to Cameroon and Gabon. My father really believed in TVET. Apart from DTI, there's a lady who Zoe interviewed who is also into TVET. Technical schools are important. Kudos to Sky. In Takrady, people who went to GSTS and then Takrady Poly had jobs more easily than those who went to traditional universities. Nkrumah was strategic about it. GSTS to Polytechnic and then get a job at a location or any of the industries in Tadi. So
Yeah.
let's read another
Just
one.
a quick one from my twin sister Audrey, who is a carpenter and a designer as
should
well.
have interviewed
Yes. She says we must also invest in promoting professionalism within the TVET sector. While concerns are often raised about the mindset and attitude of skilled individuals, it's essential that we work to reshape the narrative surrounding artisanal work and skills-based careers. The professions deserve the same respect and recognition as any other.
Did she do visual art before she ended up?
Funny, she didn't get the choice. She chose general arts, but on reflection, she felt that she should have been in my class to do visual arts.
And now she's rather benefiting from it.
Yes.
And you are sitting here talking.
And Bernard, I was talking about asbestos.
This world, bah. It's funny. You the one who went to do the home economics. You are here talking. The one who
Your
did the...
sister's company is called
Tekura.
Tekura.
Yes.
So can they do some... What can they do?
No,
for
they
me?
do. They do stuff, man.
So,
Tools, all kinds of things. Artifacts and
so
masks.
yes, so we do
What do they do?
artifacts. We've got home decor, office decors, and it's from wood.
Okay.
And the idea is that we are telling the stories of our heritage. So
Is it?
every product.
So you can put it
is-
on your wall?
You can. So we have wall hangings. We have side tables. We have.
Okay. Made of mahogany.
Made of wood. There are different types of wood. We can use mahogany. She's the wood expert, but cedrela is the hardest.
And
It's
you find
what
this
they
wood in
use for the
Ghana?
cigar boxes.
Cedrela. Is it, so the wood, does she source it from Ghana?
So we work with the Forestry Commission. So
Okay.
we don't go felling trees.
They give you the wood.
Yes, you know the trees have a lifespan. So after a while they have to be felled. Otherwise, then there's an ecological problem that's
So you
going
are
to create.
ethically sourcing the trees.
Certainly.
So do you have wawa?
Oh no, Wawa is
No,
almost.
no, there's also Odu.
This has its own
Odu.
Charlie, those times we used to study those things. So
Wawa.
redwood,
no, Odu, and then which one else?
redwood,
Sapele.
rosewood,
Sapele,
sapele.
yeah, that's another one.
Charlie, Ghana will pa.
You know, I'm surprised that you who went to school in the 70s and 80s. It's the same thing.
No, you see, you know that the carpenter will come and take money from you that with the Odum or see a day.
No, if you paint her, you know with it.
He will go buy some wawa and paint her red.
Man, I was talking about asbestos.
Instead of what?
The you know the roofing. I was trying to
yeah.
mention the name. I couldn't. Yeah. So yes, asbestos. We use it to do roofing and all, but we are told
Uses a
that.
lot of heat.
Thank you, Master Sky.
You mean the carcinogen effect of
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we can-
All right, guys, thank you very much.